is a cold one today. It's like 22 degrees. Had to come out here to the quarry to grab a couple loads of 23A for a road base for a logging operation out just a little bit north of here. So we're gonna run a couple loads for these guys and try not to get stuck in the woods, and I'll catch you in later. Hey everybody, welcome back to Getting There. Got back from West Virginia from hunting 2 nights ago. Yeah, not last night, the night before. Trip went really good. It was fast. I did not get a chance to do any filming while I was down, but I did get some pictures I'll put up here somewhere in here. Nothing crazy, just got a few cool pictures. But like I said, it was really kind of an active, busy trip, so I didn't get a chance to really do any filming. It went really well though. It was the first year on a new lease. I ended up killing a decent buck, especially for being a new property. But deer were moving, but it's a big area down there, man. You gotta really have the time to put in to scout it and set up, and you kind of just, otherwise, like we went into it this year, just had never even seen the property. Got it last minute, and not a lot of movement on this property this past week, but no complaints. It was better than nothing. That was the alternative. So I don't necessarily think we'll go back there next year. Access was not anything like it was supposed to be. I took the buggy down because we were supposed to be able to access the entire property by old logging roads, and that was not the case. The buggy never left the trailer. It was one heck of a steep road that we could have gotten up had it not been so steep. It was clear for the most part, a good sized road. Kind of took you up to not quite to the top, but up high on the ridge, so you could access the rest of it via the trails and stuff. Even on foot would have been fine, but it was way too steep and rocky, and just not a good. It wasn't as advertised. I'll put it that way. So the buggy never left the trailer, so that really cut down the access to the property. Half of the property was it was 100 acres. About half of it was unhuntable. Just sheer rock faces and really steep, brushy terrain that you couldn't really get into. I mean, if you really, really had time to put into the property, scouting it, knowing it, and cameras, and timing out the deer's patterns, you could hunt some of these little trails in that real thick, steep stuff, because they were using it, but who freaking knows when. So anyway, don't necessarily think we'll go back, but it was better than nothing. We just come out of there a little early because it was not really, conducive to all 4 of us hunting it. There were 4 of us in camp, but anyway, so I did kill a decent buck. I'm really thankful for that. So made it back. Gonna get back to the real world now. Unfortunately, hunting time's over and back to work and everything else. Like I said, I'll throw some pictures up here, and I'll show that buck also. A couple of pictures of it, different things from the trip. Made it back good. I took the Ford down, as you saw from last video. Did great, super comfy truck to run in. Pretty good on fuel. Just good trip for that, or good truck for that trip. I mean, for those trips. But pulled the Duramax into the barn here. I need to pull the bed off, and I got another bed for this truck. It's just another used bed out of a junkyard I found, but it's in pretty dang good shape for a junkyard bed. And this is just a work truck. I haven't really told you much about this truck. You see it all the time. I'm running it a lot. I drive it a lot, but haven't really said anything about it. This is an 04 Duramax, 2500 HD GMC Duramax. I got this truck at an estate auction just down the road from me, like right around the corner. Gentleman had passed, and they had an estate auction, and I knew this truck, this one, and he had another one just like it, but a different color, maybe a year or something different, but basically the same truck. But this one was in the estate auction, and as you can see, it's really rusty. I'll take you around and show you more of it in a few minutes, but it's really, really, really rusty body-wise, but underneath it's great. Frame was all really good. Everything's good, just the body's rusted up on it. Runs phenomenally. Mechanically, it's all good. Full wheel drive works. Just everything. If you're in this truck and driving, it's a loaded truck. When you're in it and driving it, it feels like a much newer, nicer truck. So when I saw it and messed with it a little bit there, checked it all out at the auction, I was not scared of it at all. And what I was looking for was exactly this, just a beater work truck, really. Just run around local to job sites, drag, put a fuel tank in the bed, tools, drag a trailer around the skid steer or whatever, and just not be afraid to beat on it. And that's exactly what this truck fits the bill just perfectly. The bed is falling apart, so I'll show you that. The rear driver's side corner where the tailgate goes on, the whole bed is separating from the bed floor. The bed side's separating from the bed floor. I think the rhino lining is the only thing holding it together. Tailgate won't function anymore. It's literally holding the bed sides on. So anyway, I did keep my eye out and finally found a replacement bed for it. Like I said, just a junkyard bed, but it's in pretty dang good shape as far as not hardly any rust on it to speak of, and little dings and scratches, but who cares? And then I also found from the same truck at the same junkyard, it had a good set of fenders on it, because these fenders are, this one's bad, the other one is absolutely, like half of it's gone. So I did find a set of fenders off the same truck, and the cool thing is, it's the same freaking color as this truck, so I don't have to paint it. It's not just for a work truck, But so anyway, I'm gonna change the bed out, at least get started on that. I pulled it in here to start messing with that, getting this bed off, and then I'll get the other bed on. I'm gonna put a gooseneck. I have a hideaway gooseneck hitch over here on the shelf. I have everything but the rails for it, so I'll either have to make a set of rails, or if I can order them for cheap, I'll order a set. But anyway, I'll throw that on too, so I can drag the dump trailer around with it, or stock trailer, whatever. But yeah, we're working on this, and then, I don't know, another week or two, another weekend, I'll pull it back in and do the fenders. Same deal, just pull it in and pull these fenders off, put the other ones on. And I also have a headache rack that I'm going to put on the back of this, headache rack and bed rails for it. So we'll kind of outfit it for just what I got it for, what I've been using it for, a beat around work truck. So yeah, we'll just start pissing around with that and see what we can do. It's freaking cold in here, so excuse the hood up, but it's cold. It's like 30 degrees out, and it snowed this morning. It's mostly all gone. It didn't really accumulate, covered the ground, but it's mostly all gone. But yeah, so we'll get working on that. Before I do, I'll kind of give you a little look around the truck to show what I'm talking about with all the severe rust. And but anyway, yeah, we'll get going on it and see where we get with it today. I got some other stuff I got to go do some running here in a bit anyway, so I don't have a lot of time to work on it. But I figured I'd get a jump on it and maybe try to knock it out over the course of this weekend, if all goes well. If not, whatever, it'll get done when it gets done. I may not get it all together, but we're getting there. All right, so bear with me here. It's a little tight in here. I got the doors shut and stuff, but see if I can zoom you out a little bit. So yeah, this fender's obviously all rusted up, needs replaced, but it's not, nothing horrible for a beater work truck. But the other one needs replaced, so I end up getting the pair. The bumper, however, is completely shot and gone. I do not have a bumper for it yet, but I'll get one. I'll find one. I might see if I can find a used ranch hand or something. But yeah, so this fender here this one's gone. Like it's gone. So I did get a set of fenders for it. I'm not even sure off the top of my head if the flares, I think the flares are on those fenders. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. But there again, whatever. I got it cheap enough to where who cares? I'll order a set of flares or find a set from another junkyard or something. So we'll see. It does need, the back doors are rotted on the bottom, so I'll find some skins for that. Cab corners and rockers, same deal. You can pick those up cheap. So I'll eventually get a set of those and do those up too. I'll do those in the back doors here, probably at the same time. But yeah, we'll get to that too. Bed, this is all rusted over here, whatever though. But you see, this isn't even on here. Kind of hard to see that, I know. But this side, so this side of the bed is obviously a lot worse. It's absolutely just shot. I don't know if we can see in here. No, not really. Can't really see that. We're going to put the tailgate down though, because it's coming off. Oh. Yeah, good stuff. Hold on, bear with me here. All right. So this, you can see that it's rotted right off all through here. I mean, this thing's just, like I said, the tailgate is holding it. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, you can see it's sagging completely down there. But anyway, so we will, tailgate's a good one though, believe it or not. So we got a good tailgate. But anyway, so I'm gonna start we'll get the tearing into this thing, get the taillights out of it, get the fuel filler neck over on the other side disconnected, and then start crawling around underneath of it and trying to get bolts off. Might have to end up cutting them off, but we'll see what we can do. See how it's going to behave for us. Might not be too bad. It does suck that this bed was rhino lined and the other one is not, and I'm not going to put the money in the rhino line in it. It's just, like I said, just a beater work truck, but I will miss that. I'm going to get some tools out and get the taillights out, stuff like that. I'll get you set back up and do a little recording here in a little while once I get going on it. All right, first things first, we're going to turn it off. Out of the way. Take the taillight housings out. There may be a plug underneath. I'm sure there probably is. Might be the easier way to do this is unplug it down there, but everything's so freaking dirty down there and the spare tire's in it and the bumper's on it, and I'm hoping I can just unplug them in here for now, and then pull the wires down out of the bed. I'm hoping. We'll see. Oh yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, there's a bunch of plugs right here. Oh yeah. Okay. Maybe that is the easiest way to do this. Sure wish this freaking bumper was off of here. Oh, there's one big plug, it looks like. Awesome. Alright, let's see if we can get that unplugged instead. Oh. That's definitely a big plug. Very hard to get your arms into it. Oh. Huh. You have a picture? No, I can't take a picture. Yeah, two of them. There we go. All right. I'm not even sure if... well, that's weird. What the hell does this thing do? Isn't there... must be connections inside. That's weird. Never seen that. I wonder if that separated all the wiring from the bed to the chassis though. Well, I guess we will know when we get the bed bolts off. Oh, this is going to be a freaking nightmare. Oh, mama. Oh, no. Wait till we get that bolt. That one's shit. Oh, man. This is going to suck. We're gonna pause, you can get some tools out and stuff. All right, so we got the bed all unbolted. We actually had to cut some holes in the back here for not the far back ones, but the second ones in. They were so rusted up, couldn't get to them from the bottom. So we ended up cutting some holes in the bed, just cutting the channel on the bed, and then we'll have to get them loose once we get the bed out of the way. But the front ones came off, so got it unplugged. I think we're ready to pull this bed off. I'm doing it by myself, so I'm gonna kind of just get the back up over the bumper hopefully, and then start working it back toward the door and whatever. We'll figure it out from there. I'll open the doors or whatever, but let's get started on it. rusty. That's good. That's for the year. All right, make the doors open. Get crazy. We'll just flip it right over outside. Oh, woo! All right. That didn't go too bad, even though I was even able to shut the doors behind me. So now, this is what I was talking about. We gotta put these off of here, but I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do that, but we'll get it somehow or another. Might just take the torches and cut it right off the top of the frame. Let the bolts fall at the bottom. Yeah, we will. We'll just torch the freaking thing right off the up here. Just torch it right off. Whew. All right, one step down. While we got this thing off, we're gonna have to put a new sending unit in it. I'm not 100% sure that it's bad, but something's going on with it. All right, well, I'm gonna shut you off and we're gonna run to town, get a few things, do a few things right here, and the next step will be getting these cut off and clean this thing all up, and then I'll probably pull it outside and power wash it, figure out my gooseneck cross members, not really cross members, the frame. Well, yeah, I guess it does go across. It's a piece that goes on the frame here, then the cross member, two cross members at the height of which mounts in. But anyway, get this cleaned up, get these cut off. Like I said, probably pour it outside and power wash it all, pull it back in, and start figuring out the height of the gooseneck and new sending unit. Go from there with it. Then it'll be time to start getting the bed back on. I'll check back in a bit. All right, guys, welcome back to Getting There. It's a freaking cold one this morning. We're out in the barn working on the Rusty Max. I got those cross rails from the bed that were, I couldn't get the bolts out of. I got those cut off, cleaned up. Took it out to power wash it, but all my freaking hoses are frozen and it's like 24 degrees outside, so we're not power washing. I just wire wheeled it up some and just cleaned it up, put the bed on. I'm gonna end up probably pulling the bed back off, do a few other things, paint the frame and all that. Come warmer weather, or if I get this freaking shop closed in and some heat in it this winter. But either way, no big deal. We're just gonna go ahead and throw the bed on, get this thing back together to use this week. So next, I got the skid steer warming up right now. I got to pull that old scrap white Ford we pulled the hub assemblies off of. Pull it out of the way real quick and move the little trailer that has the bed sitting on it. Pull it out so I can get behind it to lift the bed off there and bring it in and set it on this truck. So we'll get going on that. I'll set you up and let you take a peek at a couple of those things, see how that goes. It's freaking cold out. Everything's cold and it takes a little time to get anything done out there. Talk to you in a bit. a little bit tricky. All right, get this strap off. All right, so I know you're thinking this bed doesn't look much better than the other one, but structurally it's really good, really good. It's just got a lot of rust here, a good bit of rust here and stuff, but like I said, work truck, doesn't matter. This was cheap, it'll do the job, tailgate will function. I'll get a set of flares, I'll prime this up, put a set of flares over this. It'll be fine for now. I'll pull the bed off later and do a little work to it, but we just gotta get this thing back functional to beat around for work and stuff. So while I got it sitting all weird, I can access the other side to get the old filler neck out. So I'm gonna take that out first, and then once I get that out, then we can get this thing sitting down in place and see how it's gonna, how it lines up and stuff. And well, it'll line up perfectly. It's off the same truck. But anyway, let's get that off, and then we'll get it sitting down in place and go from there. All right. Might need a short extension. Take this one back off. Oh, when you screwed on. Okay, good. Let's see. Let's take and put this cap on for a minute. All right. Oh. No, that's not too sexy. Not sexy at all. The nuts that are supposed to be in place on the frame rails, or up in the bed rails, are missing. Let's check the other side. All right, now we're gonna be all right. There's just the second to back cross member is the one that I had to cut holes in the bed on the other bed. Those two, they had to torch the bolts off as well. So we just won't have two in that spot right there. We'll have far back two, and then we'll have both of these here, and here on both sides. So we'll just be missing one set back there. So not a big deal, especially not for now. We'll redo all this at a later point, but so we'll be okay. Now that's the fun part. Let's struggle this baby down onto the frame. Boards. Now, getting there. Yep, just a little bit. There we go. All right. Man, that's so much better. I can already just in the back not being. Oh, let's get this in there. Don't get crap in there. What do you think? All right, so we pop this cap out with the, oh yeah, nice plug still on it. With the strap on it still, I mean, so you don't lose your cap. All right, sweet. Hey, one step down. Throw this stuff out of the way for a minute. All right, I'll get you set up a little bit differently, and I think I have to go get some bolts. I'll see how many I have. We're short two. We might be okay. And we'll start getting this baby bolted down. All right, let's get these bolts in. Let's see, this was a direct one. Let's get them all in loose first. Then tighten it all down. In case I need to tweak the bed around here. This one should be just this, I think. Yep, this should work. We'll see. We're sending it because we're one of these Well, we've got one bolt left for the front, but I'm gonna take this one with me. I guess I'll look in the bolt pile over here, see if I can find one, but I'll most likely have to run to town and get a bolt. I'll take this one with me to match it up. We'll see. Let me look over here. All right, we got the bed all bolted down except for, I think I said it a minute ago, but we're short a bolt. I need the bolt for this cross, this mount, and this mount here. So I'm gonna keep one out. I'm gonna run to town and grab one. I got a couple of things to go do anyway. So I'll go grab that, and I'll just grab two. This one's pretty rough, but take this one for a reference to match it up. I found one. It would have worked, just wasn't quite. It had a bigger head and a longer bolt. I don't know. I'm gonna run. I gotta run to town anyway, so I'm just gonna grab the right one, and I'll grab two of those and replace this one that's kind of threads are not great on it. But then that's all we had. Those two bolts in it this evening, and wire the taillights up. Well, not wire them up. I mean, just get everything plugged back in. I mean, and I have the one flare for this side. I don't have one for this side. I wasn't sure about it. I do not have one. I'll have to find one. There again, no big deal. I'll find it. But yeah, we get the freaking two bolts in, get the taillights all plugged back in, and I'll probably change the housings and put the other housings, my housings off my old bed, back on onto this bed. But throw the tailgate on and this thing's back in business. We will go ahead and, while we have it in here, we'll put the headache rack on and stuff, but that's not, it'll be fully functional with two bolts and a couple plugs. So, like I said, I'll go do some running real quick. I'll grab those bolts while I'm out, and we'll have this thing slapped together this evening. Oh, all right, guys. Just got back from town a few minutes ago. I went ahead and zipped these two bolts on real quick in the bed. So the bed's all bolted down now. Now I'm going to get these plugs from the bed plugged back into the chassis to power up the lights. But I'm going to go ahead and switch these light housings out and put the old ones off the original ones from this truck on here. I don't like these stupid covers here. Anyway, I'm just going to put these ones back on. And I have all the bulbs here that I pulled out of the truck, out of the old bags. I know they're all good, so we'll see. But anyway, so we started on that. Get this plug back in. Hopefully it's the exact same. See what color they are. Oh. Looks like gray and black. Gray goes to the top. Got it. Yep, black to the bottom. Yeah, all right. All right, let's see how. See if we're ridiculously lucky. Yeah, let's go ahead and take this apart. That one looks good. The bulb. That one looks good as well. Yeah, all the bulbs inside are good. Nice. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that was good. All right. That one's all good too. Persuader right here, just a little bit. Perfect. right, moment of truth. Okay, let's work. Nice. Sweet. Back in business. All right, get these bulbs put away. I need to get like a flat organizer. I have a bunch of them. I need to take one or get another, a little bigger one and see what I have, and put all the light bulbs, automotive light bulbs I have. I got a boatload of them in that electrical cabinet over there, and you need to find something to like organize them, different bulbs in different spots, all organized and in one spot and a little bit more protected. That would be nice. Okay, so now I want to, I guess you throw this crap out of here first, I guess. Moaning and groaning like I'm freaking 80. Stiff. Don't need the filler cap, but I'll keep the. I'll keep the cap. I don't need the filler neck. Get all that crap. That'll be good enough for now. I'll sweep this thing all out later. Keep this filler. What would you call this? The filler neck. Mount? Bracket? I don't freaking know. But we're gonna keep this. I'm gonna use it for something else. Alright. Board out, sweep this bed out. Then we'll throw the tailgate on it. Cobalt 7/16 wrench. Made in the USA. Time for the tailgate. Oh, I gotta keep this one spot down. Let me show you this. So, looks like a leaf spring shackle in the old truck, but it doesn't look like it. This is exactly what happened. Gave out and came up and whammy jammied the bed, wore a hole in or beat a hole in it. But anyway, so we're just gonna beat that down flat, and then when I do a little more work to this bed, I'll weld that all up and everything, and then I guess I'll probably just find like a bed mat, to throw down in here, since I'm not gonna mess with like rhino line and nothing like that. But I'll at least get like a nice rubber bed mat throw in it. All right, let's get that tailgate. All right. Yeah, left side goes on. Come on. Oh. There we go. The last. Not ideal, but. Alright, well, I don't know, I figured I'll work on it a little bit. It's working, it's better than it was. Let's, I'm gonna pause you for a minute, but I'm gonna bring that I'm gonna measure it first before I carry it all the way in here, but I'm gonna bring that headache rack in and set it up here and see what's gonna take the bolted on. I won't do that tonight, I'll tackle that tomorrow, knock that up tomorrow, and, but at least I can measure it, make sure it's gonna fit width, and if it does, I'll carry it in and get it set up on here. See how it's gonna look. All right, so I pulled this headache rack off the trailer out there in here. I measured it first. It looks like it's a little bit narrow, but may not be enough to be an issue. And even if it is, I'll just cut it off of here and widen it back out. You know, you can see it there probably. I can just cut the welds off, move it out, and re-weld it. But I'm gonna set it up here and see what it looks like. I may keep it a little narrow because it may help pull the box sides in a little bit from being a little bit narrow. We'll see though. But anyway, I'm gonna try to wrestle it up on here, and then we'll see what it looks like once I get it up on here. And I'm gonna need to cut it and move the rails out a little bit. Like I said, no big deal. They're gonna be a little bit short anyway, so I'll probably extend them anyway. So, but we'll see what it looks like. All right, now. I wouldn't be too upset if it were out a little further, but that means I can cut the welds off of the actual headache rack from the bedside or the bed rail, move it out, and then re-weld it. So that's what I'll do tomorrow. We'll get it slung over. Then I can get both rails perfectly in place, all the way out tight. Yeah, I like that. And then I can also extend these. I think I will. Extend them back to the back of the bed. Looks kind of goofy like that. So yeah, I'll cut or I'll just extend these back. Extend the angle back and cut this off. Put a new top rail on it. Take the top rail off too, I guess. Put a new top rail, unless I happen to have some 1x1 tubing somewhere. I don't think 1.25 inches by 1.25 inches. But anyway, I'll redo it all where it looks just like it does pretty much, but back to the back. I like these for tie down rails. But I guess too, if I'm going to redo it, I could lower this a little bit, make it a little sexier. It doesn't need to get quite so high. But we'll see. We'll see when I get tearing into it. I don't have a box. I have a couple boxes. I don't think I have one I want to use right now. So I'm going to keep my eye out for a toolbox to go across the front. I want a black one and the shallow top one. I don't want one of the tall ones. Like the ones that I have all have the taller tops that stick up here. I want one of the really low profile ones. So the box doesn't stick way up in the way. But anyway, that's it. I'm thinking I'm about done for the night. The bed's all back in, Stork's back in business now. I'll knock this out tomorrow, screw around with that a little bit, and I'm gonna go inside and eat some chili and watch. I got the Michigan game, the Michigan-Ohio State game, and the West Virginia-Texas Tech game both recorded today. Haven't seen either one of them. I was out here working, so I'm gonna go in and watch one of those and eat some chili, and then I'll probably watch the other one too. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you all on the next one.